Good evening, and coming up on the show tonight, we'll be talking about Give My Headpiece. It's back out on a theatre tour, and I'm pleased to say the main man is here with me, Tim McGarry. How are you, sir?
I am fabulously well, Robin. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you for joining us. Good to see you as always. So you're back out on the road, and it must be good to get back out after spending so much time indoors.
2 years we had. We actually finished on the 15th of March 2020, and we lost 9 shows because of, we all know the pandemic, the P word, and we were flying and everything just stopped. So it's wonderful to be back out on the stage. In fact, we actually ended the tour in 2020 in Armagh and started this one in Armagh again. So we've come full circle, and it's just wonderful to be out and get full houses again and just see the people and hear the laughter.
And it's a lot of tour dates as well.
26 in total.
Wow.
We're all over Northern Ireland. We go everywhere, you know, from Derry to Armagh, from Larne to Cookstown to Strabane, and we're finishing up with 10 shows in the Grand Opera House, the revitalised and renewed and refurbished Grand Opera House, which is just wonderful.
So what can we expect from the show then this year?
Well, this one's going to be very serious. There'll be no comedy at all. It'll be, it'll be a discussion about where we are in the world. Well, it's the usual silly nonsense. The usual silly nonsense we have. But we keep it as up to date as we can, Robin. You know, so we literally wrote it 2 weeks before we were hit the stage. So we're covering the election. We're covering the protocol. Pastor Begbie's going to stand for election. He's got his Jimmy Bryson willy bin that he's not very good at standing on top of. Da's also standing for election. He's doing a bit of canvassing. We discussed the film Belfast. Da is very upset about not getting a part in Kenny Branagh's Oscar-nominated film.
Well, funny you should say that, because when I was watching it, I was thinking, do you know what? Forget Jamie Dornan. What about having Da and Ma, you and Olivia, playing those parts? Why not?
As we say in the film, I mean, I obviously call the character Pa because he knows there's only one Da in Northern Ireland, you know, and I also say I would be prepared to swap my Ma, the lovely Olivia Nash, for Katrina Balfe. I'm prepared to swap her. So we take the hand out of it slightly. I mean, I enjoyed Belfast and all, but there's a few wee things we talk about the film Belfast. Da's written his own version, West Belfast.
Brilliant.
About his experiences of the Troubles. And I do a bit of stand-up in the middle of it. There's a few songs. There's all your main characters.
I didn't know you could sing.
I do actually sing, believe it or
not.
not. I'm not a great singer, but we've got a couple of really nice, silly songs as well to keep the audience going as well. And it's just, we've done quite a few of them now, so by the time it comes to the theatre near you, we'll know our lines.
How long have you guys been together now? Scare me, make me feel old.
We're going to make you feel old. I used to be a solicitor, a full-time job solicitor. I gave it up in April 1996. Give My Headpiece, actually, so there was the pilot episode of Two Ceasefires and a Wedding was 1995. The first TV series was 1998. So this is year 24 of Give My Headpiece.
Wow, and the characters are still loved today, and of course you must be picking up new fans along the way as well.
Well, we are. I mean, it's kind of remarkable. I mean, we're you know, I'm not lying to you. I'm in my mid-50s. I mean, mid-50s is mid to late 50s, but we still attract a huge audience. I think there's such affection for those characters, and we touch very lucky with them, you know. But the audiences, they just connect with an audience. And we've just finished a couple of we did a TV series there over Christmas and New Year, 4 more episodes, and the ratings are still huge. And the thing we love about it is our audience is very diverse. It's across Northern Ireland. It's young and old. It's east of the Bann. It's west of the Bann. It's male, female. I don't know what we're doing something right, and you know, long may it last.
And I loved it when you did the TV series and you got to go into the studio to watch it being recorded live, and you could actually see all the iconic venues that you know, like a Man, Da's flat and things like that.
Yeah, in the studio we perform it like a play. So we have Uncle Andy's house in the 47A Divis Tower in the same set. For the last couple of years, of course, because of COVID, we filmed them in a big, cold, empty warehouse just outside Carrickfergus, which wasn't quite the same because you missed the audience reaction.
Yeah.
And our cameraman literally had a 2-meter stick, so every single scene was I had to stand there, and Ma had to stand over there. But we got away because I think it was important to keep going through the pandemic and to keep providing people with as much humour as possible during those bad times. But we're really, hopefully, touch wood, we'll get back into the studio and get the live audiences, because it affects your performance. I mean, what we need is you know, comedy needs an instant reaction, and it's an instant reaction, and it's an involuntary reaction. If it goes well, you get a great buzz off the audience. So we're hoping to get back into the studio if we're back later in the year.
And I remember how that felt, because I was actually in one of the episodes, and right now appearing on your TV screen is a little photograph of myself and Paul Martin.
Oh, that's right.
In your flat.
Were you the journalist?
I was the journalist.
You were one of the journalists.
When you thought you were being bugged by MI5.
That's right. We found a bug behind the sofa and blamed MI5. I think it was a birthday card or something, wasn't it? Yeah, Dan and Cal were making buck idiots of themselves as usual in front of the world's press. Yeah. I presume this has set you on your career in showbiz.
That's what it was. It all started in your flat.
It is the highlight of your career so far, let's be honest.
So was giving up the law, was that a big risk to do that way back in the day?
We were very lucky in that I was working for the Equal Opportunities Commission, eliminating sex discrimination, which I did very successfully. As you probably know, there's no sex discrimination anymore. But I was able to take a career break. So if things had gone belly up, I could have crawled back and said, I want to be a lawyer again. But thankfully, that's literally 26 years on, we're still getting away with it. And it's because we diversify as well. We do the radio show, Perforated Ulster, the sketch show, we do live shows, we do the telly, we do documentaries and stuff as well. You know, we had a serious documentary out last year about the Oscar Wilde and Edward Carson. So we do bits and pieces along the way as well. And I do live stuff and after dinners and what have you.
And of course the Blame Game still going strong as well. That must be 10 years old now.
It's older than that. It's a big, I think it's near 13, because we had a 10-year anniversary in the Waterfront Hall with Kevin Bridges.
Right.
Was our guest for that one. And yeah, it's still going strong, and it's coming back later in the year. We're not exactly sure yet, but it's definitely coming back. And I love it. It's one of those gigs where I'm the chair of it, so I have the easiest job in the world. I write the script, my own script, with one other guy helps me. And then I just sit back and enjoy it. Sometimes I forget I'm on the telly. I'm just having such good crack with Neil and Colin, and Diona now is in one of the chairs, and then the guest. And we record for about an hour and a half. So what you see is a very small piece of the actual night's entertainment, you know, but it's great fun as well.
I want to mention Criminal Records, because I loved it. It was such a great idea.
Thank you very much. Well, Criminal Records, for those of you who don't know, is a Radio Ulster program. It's basically how I describe it, it's reverse Desert Island Discs. So instead of coming on and talking about the records you love and everything, your favourite songs, this is your worst songs.
Yes.
The worst song that was playing when you were a child, the song that was playing at the most miserable time of your life that you couldn't get out of your head, the worst gig you were ever at, the song you want played at your funeral. And it was great fun again. It was just getting, because people are very passionate about what they don't like.
Yes,
you know, and I'm quite a big music fan. I have an eclectic taste. I love a bit of jazz. I love a bit of classical music. I love a bit of rock. I love the Fontaine's DC. Cannot stand freeform jazz. And if you're in a restaurant and you're going, it just makes you want to scrape the wall. There's certain songs that I just cannot sit through. I just called to say I love you by Stevie. Stevie Wonder's a genius. That song just drives me up the wall. So I was interviewing guests and celebrity guests and footballers and this, that, and the other about what they really hate, and it's great fun. It's really great fun.
You had Philomena Begley on the show.
The legend.
And I take it you're not a big country fan.
I'm not a big country fan, but after chatting to Philomena for nearly an hour, I've become far more respectful of what she does and the format, and her singing voice is amazing, even at 80, and she's been in the business nearly 60 years or something.
Yes,
she's an absolute legend, and very, very friendly, and told some great stories. She's very funny and really, really friendly, and just such a legend as well. Such a nice woman.
Have you ever had any embarrassing moments during live stand-up?
Live stand-up? Well, we had a problem one year in the Grand Opera House where the snow, do you remember it was a few years ago, the snow was so bad that I had about 20 minutes of stand-up prepared. So the lights went off and the whole generator failed and the whole thing. So there was basically emergency lighting. The whole theatre was in the dark. I was on stage and I just had to keep going. No microphone because the electrics went, and I had to keep going and keep going. And the worst thing is, I saw two technical staff of the Opera House run from the back of the theatre down past the stage around the back and go, "There's something wrong." And the guy in the wings just going, "Tim, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going." So instead of doing 20 minutes, I think I ended up doing 45 before the lights came back on.
Oh, wow. And what about when you guys are on tour? Are you really having a lot of fun together?
We are, absolutely. We're like a family. We get on so well. There's no egos in the Hole in the Wall gang. We're all equal. We're all on the same money. We all know each other very well. We've introduced a new character. Kieran Nolan has joined us. Kieran Nolan, you probably know from Pulling Moves and Man About Dog.
Yeah.
Great actor, and he's just fitted in like a glove. And it's just lovely to have and we know each other so well. So we've had all our, F you, you're useless, and we know each other so well, and we know our faults and our foibles, and we support each other on stage. So occasionally, Robin, some people forget their lines.
Oh, right, okay, yes.
But there's no recriminating, and the audiences even like that. They like us to muck up. But we all support each other, so somebody else will jump in and go, "Tim, I think you missed out a line there, and can we go back and get that?" And we just support each other, I think. And we're grateful. We get a bus back and forward to some of the venues. We're staying over a couple of the venues as well, and it's just like a happy family. We have the odd glass of wine on the bus on the way.
Why
home.
not? Why not? You must miss BJ Hogg, because he was such a big part of the show as well, wasn't he?
BJ was. As I say, it's not just that he was part of the cast. He was a mate. He's a mate of ours for 30 years. We worked with BJ way back in the late 80s on a show called The Show, and he was just part of the family. And such a great actor, and a terrible loss. He died in the middle of COVID. He didn't die of COVID, but we weren't able to give him a decent send-off because of the situation. But we were able to give him a send-off on the TV show, having spoken to his wife and family and said, "Look, are you happy for us to do this?" And we raised a glass to him, and we wrote an episode about him. And BJ was an old professional trooper. He was an absolute trooper, He was a theatre to his bones, It was in his blood and in his bones. And I think he would have appreciated the way we dealt with him, But it was just such a shock and such a great loss,
Indeed. Right, you're back out on the road. I know you're rushing off to do a gig tonight, but you're coming to the Grand Opera House? We're
in the Grand Opera House from Sunday the 27th of March right through to Saturday the 2nd of April. 10 shows. Still some tickets available for, I think, virtually every night. I think the Sunday's more or less sold out bizarrely, but there's some tickets from the Friday and Saturday. So I can guarantee you a night of laughs. I think you're coming along, aren't you?
I'm coming on the Monday night, because my birthday's on the Sunday night, actually, the night you open the Opera House. I'll be there on the Monday night.
Right, well, stay behind afterwards and give me your critical review, Robin.
I shall, definitely.
And buy me a drink, more to the point.
Oh, of course. And give my love to Olivia as well, because I haven't seen her in ages.
I certainly will. She looks after us all. She's the matriarch. She's the mummy.
Oh, lovely. Tim, great to see you as always. Good luck with the tour.
Thank you very much, Robin.
Thank you.